Hi guys, welcome back to K-Pop Talks. Today we're doing a very special video which is gonna be the best K-pop albums of 2023. It will be a top 50 of the best projects I've heard all year. I think this year specifically for the genre has been fantastic. I think you can go back and look at this year and be really proud as a fan because there was great music from all over the place. K-pop groups, soloists, hip-hop artists, R&B artists, small independent creators, everybody creating very interesting music and really think pushing the boundaries forward. I've criticized a lot the industry, I've criticized a lot the stagnant feeling you get a lot of times from singles and a lot of groups, but you know, I think it's still at the end of the day, a positive year considering what we got in 2019, 2020, even 2021. They were very negative years, I think. And 2022 was a good year, 2023 was even better, and hopefully 2024 will set up to at least be as good. You know, this is the hope. So the way I will structure the video is very simple, which is I'm gonna rush from the first 10, from number 50 to number 40, and then from 39 I'll give you a small explanation. Until then we're gonna get into the top 15, and I'm gonna actually give you a more like fledged review, so the video doesn't get overly long, but it will still be a long video as normally because it's a top 50 and I want to actually get the time to explain everything I have to say. So let's get right into it. Number 50 we have IVE. Number 49 we have August D with D-Day. Number 48 we have Purple Kiss with Cabin Fever. Let me put it a little bit down. Next we have number 47 Kim Arum with Soul Wave. Number 46 ITZY with Kill My Doubt. Number 45 Youngjae Do It. Number 44 B.I. To Die For. Number 43 Zion T Zip. Number 42 Bobby Robert. Number 41 VIXX with Continuum. Number 40 Bam Bam with Summer and Sweet. It was a very enjoyable album. Of course I had higher in the first part of the year, but so much better music came out this year that I had to put it that low. It's still a very good project though, like any album on this list. Number 9 with Lucia, Humankind, one of the best I think solo albums I've heard all year. Incredible vocals and it's a great I think enjoyable experience even though it's very long. Number 38 with MUSM with MUSM Opera 5, one of the most interesting albums from a production standpoint, eclectic, experimental, but still very catchy in many ways. Yukika Timelapse, she said this is gonna be her last album, which saddens me when I think about it, but I think Yukika is an incredible artist, and with this set of covers she really leaves, hopefully not her last album, but if it is, she leaves an imprint into a very style of city pop in a Korean way that is very unique, and I hope the best for her in the future. Number 36 you have Benzina with Novitsky, a heartfelt project, a mature project from a legendary hip-hop artist who hasn't dropped a lot of music in his career, but every time he drops he leaves something memorable to the fans and to everyone who loves this art form in general. Number 35 Extraordinary Heroes, Live Lock. I've said it already, I think Extraordinary Heroes has grown so much and there's so much right now. A very interesting group that I really look forward every time they come back. Number 34 Epic High with Strawberry. Even though it's been one of their weakest projects in years, it still has a lot of what makes them great production, great lyrics, and I think a feel and I think an aesthetic that is very unique to them. Number 33 Twice, Ready to Be. Miss consistency as a group, they don't make mistakes, they always release great music, and you know, they've became truly the second coming of Girls' Generation. Number 32 with Hades Last Winter. What's more to say about Hades if not just go listen to it? She's a great artist and every time she's gonna drop incredible projects from a vocal standpoint especially. Number 31 Sparky with Dressing Room, one of the most fun and eclectic albums I've heard all year. I don't remember hearing this interesting of an album in a long time, so definitely give it a try and you'll be surprised, I would say. Number 30 Ween with In The Mood, great pop album with great catchy lyrics, catchy hooks, and a very solid production, followed by obviously Ween's incredible vocals. Number 29, a J-pop album I always insert every year on my list, which is Sakurazuki 46 with Shoninyokku. Incredible project, probably their second best album since 2020, and just incredible J-pop music. Really hard to find this quality, I think, in specifically high popularity groups. Number 28, Dawn, Narcissus. Leaving Youra was the best thing that happened in his career. Just released incredible music and some of his best work ever. Number 27, Lee Chaeyeon with Over the Moon. just very very good. I think she deserves way more popularity than she has, but you know, outside of the single, she gives you so much more in her albums that really makes her a complete artist. Number 26, Kingdom with History of Kingdom Part 6, Mujin. One of the best, I think, concept albums, and one of the best groups that actually keeps their concept strong and a huge part of their identity and the way they make music. So a big revelation of this year for me. Number 25, Kiss of Fly with Born to Be XX, another huge revelation of 2023. Incredible pop album, a great group that follows the tracks and the steps of Blackpink, without being a copycat group. Number 24, Balming Tiger with Genuine Never Dies, one of the most fun, eclectic, and experimental albums of the year, which is able to fuse a million different genres together in a way that makes sense and is very, very enjoyable. Number 23, Tayeon, To.X. Tayeon is just an amazing artist, and this album just proves it again, another time. Yesung, Sensory Flows. I think it's been amazing to see Yesung grown as an artist, as a soloist specifically. If you look at his past 2 years compared to his previous work, the growth has been incredible, and he has matured so much in terms of production, in terms of the way the music sounds, and obviously the way he uses his voice to enhance the music that he makes. Number 21, Youra with One of the best albums that fuses jazz, neo-soul, R&B, blues in a way that is very unique, not only to the Korean music industry but to the music industry in general. She's a very, very unique artist, and she's a difficult artist, but not because she's pretentious, but because she demands a lot from herself, and therefore you can feel that in a positive way in her music. One of the best albums of the year, 100%. Another Sakurazuki project at number 20, this is Sakurazuki, the special edition. The reason why I put this album is because I think this is their best collection of songs in a long time. Even though Shoninyokku probably has the better single, I feel like Sakurazuki really embeds where Sakurazuki is right now. They're not in the shadows of Kyakkizaki anymore. Pretty much all the members have left, and therefore they are a completely different group. Not that it's a bad thing that the Kyakkizaki members were in the group, but now they're truly something different. And because Kyakkizaga's legacy was very hard to do better. In fact, I think it was impossible. The fact that they're now doing their own thing, it's good, and I think it's healthy for them. And they can introduce now into this year a new generation of girl groups. A new generation of the girl group, the fourth generation, to really start fresh and to possibly become an Ogizaki and everything, because this year specifically. So as I was saying before I was interrupted, I think this is their best project of the year, and I think it really signifies a change of pace for them to become a new group, something that is completely detached from Kyakkizaki, because that legacy was just too big for them, and they could have never done better than that. Next we have Jini, An Hour in Hand with In a Velvet Glove, one of the biggest surprises of the year for me. I think when I think about this album, I think, damn, like, the way her ex-group fumbled it, it's crazy, because she has everything: vocal range, ability, performance. She's very good. The album is actually very, very good, and the features she has on it, like getting someone like Amina, it's very hard, and to make it work, it's actually harder. So the fact that she was able to do it in a way that makes sense, without necessarily having to lose anything. Quality-wise, it's very, very impressive. So one of the better albums I've heard all year, and it's one of the biggest surprises, definitely top 3 biggest surprise of the year for me. Colde, Love Part 2, I already know who Colde was, and he follows that up with another album which is fantastic, filled with incredible productions, really, really interesting, I think, music, and really, really good features, with some of the best singles of the year. Then you have Don Malik with Made in Seoul. I think one of the best albums, if not the best Korean album I've heard in years, that is able to fuse hip-hop and pop very, very good. And Don Malik is very good at that. The way he does it is very unique. He has that ability that a Drake has, for example, that he's able to do it, even J. Cole to a certain extent, to make music that is palatable, but it's still hip-hop in its core. Even though, of course, that's the old Drake we're talking about, but that type of thing. So he's had a great year in my opinion. Number 16, Mujin with Get Up. I'm not going to talk about the obvious. New Jeans is one of the best album collections of songs you're going to hear, and some of the most unique songs you're going to hear in the last 4 or 5 years of K-pop, really. Number 15, The Deep with Messing Room. I discovered The Deep randomly on YouTube one day, and I just love her music. Really love the fusion of a million different styles to create her, and that is very, very hard to do in music, but it's clear that she had years to improve and really become her true self as an artist. And she has, I think, she's very comfortable what she does, but her music obviously sounds like something that a lot of thought process went into. It's just a bunch of random songs that she put together, so I really appreciate that. Number 14, you have Reol with Black Box, another Japanese album. Incredible album, front to back, I think, filled with bangers, filled with incredible music, and some of the most fun and I think forward-pushing production you can hear in pop music, really. That is gonna chart relatively high, considering she's very popular in Japan. Next, you have both two albums from X, both at 13 and 12, which is Assemble and Evolution. I put them here because I think they both deserve a similar spot. Incredible albums. X has been one of the most fun groups of the last couple of years that really, I think, understands who they are, and their company really pushes them towards the right direction. They don't have that arrogance to say, "Oh, we're gonna try to appeal to everybody." No, they went their lane and they stuck with their lane, and in that lane they do a bunch of different things, but they don't try to be something that they're not. And that's, I think, very important. I think when you're competing in an industry that I think is very hard to really get at the top, but you can get yourself a niche and make a lot of money in that niche. Next we have Ryu Sujeon with Archive of Emotions. I was really surprised by this because I knew who Sujeon was, obviously, but to hear her releasing such a good album was really surprising, you know. And it's a very long album, and the fact that she can carry that for a good 30 minutes to 40 minutes, whatever that is, it's very, very impressive in my opinion. So give her a lot of credit. I think it's great to see so many people that were part of groups go solo and do very well. Next we have Aespa with My World. I said it many times and I'll say it again. I think this change for Aespa was very good. I think they've grown so much artistically. It fits them better. The girls sound more confident. The music comes out better. Therefore, the quality is higher. I think that style originally they came up with was a decent idea. It wasn't executed perfectly by the company, and I think this style is really meshed them very well. That like a young, like adult college girl vibe really fits them better than the whatever high sci-fi thing they were trying to go with, which I don't think really landed as good as they could. Number 9, we have Ahn Ye Eun with Journey. Still one of the most impressive artists out of Korea. The way she fuses traditional and modern, it's very unique, which allows her to drop always incredible projects that are extremely focused and yet able to fuse two worlds that you wouldn't think necessarily they fit with each other. Number 8, sorry, I have Owen with two albums, which is Love Is and Poem 4, Thaler Durden. I think the honesty that he comes across in these albums is very incredible in my opinion. You know, after what he went through, also mediatically, the fact that he was able to like come out and still be this interesting and this mature as an artist is an incredible accomplishment in my opinion. Then we have Tayeon with Episode 1 Love. As I said, I think it's one of her best projects. I like the fact she focused more on a single album for herself, and she delivered some of the most powerful songs of the year with incredible production, incredible voice. I really love her unique voice. It's very unique in this industry, and the fact that she's a forward-pushing artist who's able to fuse all of these genres, bring a lot of different artists to work together on an album and make a very, very good project in my opinion. Number 6 we have George FRR. As I always said, this is one of my favorite albums. Laid back, chill, super relaxed, who just makes your day better. George is one of these groups that I think you will really enjoy if you get into them and really give them a chance because they're quite underrated in my opinion. In the top 5 now, obviously you have Little Moshpit and Fleeky back with Fleeky Season. As I've said this a million times and I'll say it again, it's still one of the best hip-hop albums I've heard in years. The production, the aggressiveness, the way they approach, I think every single track is unique and it's very good. And obviously Fleeky Bang brings an energy that it's very unique to him in this industry and very I think cool and refreshing and hard. It makes you really want to listen to these songs forever, over and over again. Next, obviously, we have at number 4, another great hip-hop album, one of the biggest surprises for me, really, which is QM and Crucial Stuff with Gold. What's really surprised me on this project was this production. I've never heard this high level of production in hip-hop in terms of the way they use sampling and production and beats, and sometimes even the ability to not really use drums. it's very very unique. It's very alchemist like, and I really love seeing that inspiration from the Griselda boys, and obviously and all of that underground scene, New York, East Coast, really seeping into Korea and really influencing artists. I think it's really great, and obviously as a huge fan of that, I really love this album. Personally, it's one of my favorites, and it's been consistently in my rotation. Number three, obviously Onew with Circle. This album is just perfect. I think Onew is such an incredible artist front to back. He doesn't really make mistakes, and he's so grown into his own maturity that you know what he's gonna get from him. Look, a lot of artists, a lot of solo artists, when they're in these big labels, look at Chae, look at many others where they're Jungkook this year was a perfect example, where there's so much into the system that they almost have no idea of how to be really interesting artists. But you listen to Onew this album, first thing you notice is the quality of the vocals. His voice is incredible, and then once you get into the productions and the lyrics and all the different decisions they make in every single song to make them better, it's actually incredible. It's one of the best, I think, albums SM has ever done, and it's one of the best albums I think a solo artist in general in Korean history has ever released. I'm really really impressed by this. Obviously, the same goes for Crush with Wonderego. I didn't think this album was gonna be as good as it is, as fun, as many different styles from pop to R&B to blues to hip hop, all fused to even dubstep and like drum and bass and all of these genres put together to really bring a long album with the different styles that all fit together. Obviously, Crush didn't make music for a long time. I think it's also interesting that as soon as him and Joy separates, he also drops a lot of music. Same thing happened with Dawn, by the way. It's very interesting. It's just a note, guys. It's just a note. It's a fun note. But it releases one of the best projects I've heard from that camp of producers that came out during that period. Him, Loco, obviously Gray, and Kunst and everybody else. And the fact that he's able to be that good is incredible. Again, he has also matured so much. It's almost sad that the Gray and Loco that were very popular early on actually stopped early on to really improve, where you see Cocoon obviously and Crush improving every single year and pushing the boundaries forwards for their ability in music. And number one, the same way it was during my half-year list, it's Kunst with Remember Archive. Best produced album, best features on the albums, best I think styles on the albums. And I've said a million times that his biggest strength is making the best possible productions for every single of his artists. A lot of the times you look at these people, you look at these young producers who get into the game, they get good at that style, and once they get good at that style, they never really move on from it. To see that he's able to, I think, how can I say, really tailor fit a song for the artist, but not to make himself look good, but to make them look good. It's something that only Kanye West say they had, DJ Premier. I'm not using the Alchemist, obviously, Madlib. Like, I'm talking that level of producer, not in the same genre, but I'm talking that style. And he can do it to everyone: pop artists, R&B artists, hip hop artists, and he can do it always at a 10 out of 10. And to do it as consistent as he does it on a project with so many different names, it's incredible. And it's not just incredible; it's perfect. And that's the thing to me that is impressive. Again, normally you want to always like. We always want to be critical of a project, right? But I mean, if I just look at the different type of artists he has on this album: Gecko, Mino, Tabr, J Park, Crush, Crush, Lehigh, Woo, Tiger, JK, Justice, Yerimbek, PH1, Big Nori, Devita, Yerimbek again, Wendy, Sumin, Kid Millie, this Chae, Camo, Paul Blanco, Jackson Wang, Kugi, Palo Alto, Chin, and Minoa. They're in that camp, AMG, and the type of that group, but to make them all in an album together and make sense, it's very, very hard. So give him credit. He did something I think it's super fucking hard to do, and at the level that he did I think it's super impressive as far as I'm concerned. So I really, really enjoyed it, and I think it's still the best album of the year by far, I would even say. was it for the best albums of 2023. As you see, it was a very, very long list. I forgot to do honorable mentions, I think, right? So I'm gonna do them now. Honorable mentions of albums that didn't make it. It's Kang Daniel with Realize, Yuju with O or Zero, Lola Mars, Street Baby, and SW Yoon with Day Date, Kim Phil Life, POH1 with Pop Off, Stray Kids Rockstar, Dreamcatcher Villains, and Young Posse Macaroni Cheesy P. I think these are the ones you are albums that I really enjoy but couldn't make the cut because I already didn't listen to them enough, or I simply think these albums were better. So yeah, I mean, this is the list. Obviously, tell me what you guys think and tell me what your favorite albums of this year, top 10, top 3, top 5, whatever it is, and have a discussions in the comments if you like to. So thank you for watching and see you next year with I mean, really see you this week with other videos, but you know, about the worst albums of the year, which I think that'd be very interesting for some of you also see some of the albums I have in here. So thank you for watching and see you next time.